Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back, everyone, to the Linguasphere Academy podcast. I'm Alex, and I have to say, I'm in a great mood today. I was just thinking about a funny thing that happened to me last week.
Ooh, do tell. I'm Sam, by the way. Hello, everyone. And I love a good story, especially if it involves a little bit of, well, you'll see.
Okay, so I was at the market trying to buy some fruit. I wanted to ask for a kilogram of peaches. Simple, right? But my brain just shut down, completely blank. I could not remember the word peach.
Oh no, the classic brain freeze. What did you do?
Well, the seller's looking at me, I'm looking at the fruit, and in a moment of pure desperation, I just pointed and said very confidently, "Can I have 1 kilo of hairy apples? Hairy apples."
No, you did not. Hairy apples? Oh, that's brilliant. What did the seller say?
He just stared at me for a second. Then he burst out laughing. He was like, you mean peaches. Yes, yes, hairy apples. Very good. And he gave me an extra peach for making him laugh.
I love that. That's actually a perfect story to start with, because today our entire topic is about those moments, the hairy apple moments, the times we get it gloriously, wonderfully wrong. Our topic today is mistakes are a part of learning English, and not just a small, quiet part, a huge, funny, essential, and incredibly useful part.
I think my hairy apples prove that. I will never, ever forget the word peach again. That mistake taught me more firmly than any flashcard ever could. It was embarrassing for about 2 seconds, and then it was just funny and memorable.
Exactly. And that's the spirit we want to bring to this whole conversation. We're not here to scold you for being afraid of mistakes. We're here to hopefully convince you to start collecting them, like interesting stones on a beach. Some are smooth, some are awkwardly shaped, some might make you laugh out loud, but they're all part of the landscape of learning.
So let's get into it. Why do mistakes feel so bad in the first place? Sam, why did I feel my face get hot when I said hairy apples?
Because we've been trained to. In so many parts of life, especially in school, mistakes are marked with red pen. They're subtracted from a perfect score. We're taught that the goal is to be correct, and errors are the opposite of that. So we internalize this idea that a mistake equals failure. It's a tiny moment of public failure, and our brains are wired to want to avoid that feeling at all costs.
Right, but here's the thing. That model is perfect for, say, a final exam or launching a rocket to the moon. You want zero mistakes there. But it's a terrible model for learning a skill, especially a language. Learning is not about displaying perfect knowledge. Learning is the process of going from not knowing to knowing, and you cannot find that path without taking a few wrong turns.
It's like trying to find a new cafe in a city you don't know. If you're terrified of going down the wrong street, you'll never leave your hotel. You have to be willing to walk down a street, realize it's not the right one, and turn around. That wrong turn isn't a waste of time. It's vital information. Okay, the cafe is not on this street. Let's try the next one. Language is the same. Hairy Apple was me going down the wrong street. Now I know the right street is called Peach Boulevard.
Peach Boulevard, I like it. So the first big mindset shift is this. We have to move mistakes from the category of failure to the category of feedback. A mistake is not the end of the process. It's the most important step in the process. It's your brain's way of raising its hand and saying, hey, I need a better map for this area.
And the best learners aren't the ones who make the fewest mistakes. They're the ones who are best at listening to that feedback and adjusting their map. They have a system for it. So let's build that system together. What do we do the moment a mistake happens?
Step 1, and this is crucial, don't panic. Don't let the wave of, oh no, I'm so stupid, wash over you. Breathe, and if you can, laugh. Honestly, just laugh at yourself a little. It immediately takes the power out of the embarrassment. Haha, whoops, that came out weird.
Yes, laughter is a secret weapon. It switches your brain from threat mode to play mode. It tells your nervous system, this is not an emergency, this is just an interesting event. So you say hairy apple, you and the other person have a little laugh, and suddenly the atmosphere is friendly and relaxed, not tense.
After the laugh, get curious. That's step 2. Look at the mistake like a scientist looking at a weird little bug. Interesting. What was that? Ask yourself, what kind of mistake was it? Was it the wrong word, wrong grammar, wrong pronunciation?
Let's classify our bugs. We have the vocabulary bug. You use the wrong word, like hairy apple, or saying library when you mean bookstore. The grammar gremlin. Your sentence structure goes wonky. Yesterday, I go to the market, or she don't like it. The pronunciation pixie. A sound goes rogue. Ship instead of sheep. Focus that sounds like something else, haha. The false friend phantom, a word from your language that looks like an English word but means something totally different. That's a classic trap.
Just naming it helps. Ah, I see. That was a vocabulary bug. I used the adjective instead of the noun. See, it's not you that's wrong. It's just a little bug that wandered into your sentence. You can catch it and study it.
I love that. So we've noticed it, we've classified it. Now step 3, correct it. If you know the right way, just say it. I mean, peaches, sorry. If you don't know, this is the golden moment to ask. You can say, oh, that's not right, is it? How do you say that? People are almost always happy to help when you ask like that.
And then step 4, the step most people forget, anchor it. You have to make the correct version stick. The best way? Repeat it out loud right then. Don't just think it, say it. Peaches. 1 kilo of peaches, please. Peaches. 3 times. It feels silly, but it's like hammering a signpost on Peach Boulevard. You're telling your brain, this is the right street. Remember this. This whole process, laugh, classify, correct, anchor, takes less than 10 seconds, but it transforms a moment of potential shame into a moment of powerful learning. You're not just moving on from an error, you're actively building stronger knowledge from it.
To make this even more powerful, I want you to start a mistake collection. Not a journal, a collection, like a scientist's notebook full of interesting specimens.
Ooh, I like that. The hairy apple entry, the day I said ship to my boss.
Exactly. Get a small notebook or just a note on your phone. When a good mistake happens, one that made you laugh or taught you something, write it down. Just 3 things. The mistake, hairy apples equals peaches. The correction, peaches. The why/note, brain freeze, couldn't recall the word, described it instead, round fuzzy fruit.
The magic happens when you look back at your collection. After a few weeks, you'll see patterns. You might notice, I always mix up since and for, or I keep pronouncing the TH in think like an S. Your mistakes are literally writing your personalized study guide for you. They are telling you exactly what to practice next.
This completely changes the game. Instead of dreading mistakes, you might even start to appreciate them, look forward to them, because each one is a direct message about what you specifically need to work on. It's the most efficient teacher you could ever have.
It turns learning from a vague, I need to get better, into a specific, my next mission is to conquer the since/for gremlin. It becomes a game, and games are fun.
Now, let's talk about the people on the other side of the conversation. What are they thinking when you make a mistake? I promise you, 99% of the time, they are not thinking, wow, this person is bad at English. They're much more likely to be thinking, oh, I see what they mean. That's kind of a funny way to say it, haha. Good for them for trying. Or simply, peaches, they want peaches.
Most people are impressed you're speaking another language at all. They know how hard it is. And someone who is trying, laughing at themselves, and communicating is infinitely more pleasant to talk to than someone who is silent and afraid to try.
So your mission this week, should you choose to accept it, is the mistake mission. We want you to go out and deliberately try to make one good mistake.
Yes, go on a mistake hunt. Your goal is not to be perfect. Your goal is to find an error and catch it. Here's how. In a safe conversation with a tutor, a language partner, a patient friend, try to use a new word you just learned. Try to explain something a little complex. When the inevitable oops moment comes, remember the steps. Laugh. Whoops. Classify it. Ah, grammar gremlin. Correct it. I mean, she doesn't like it. Anchor it. Doesn't like it. And then pat yourself on the back and say, excellent, a new specimen for the collection.
If you're feeling really brave, you could even tell your conversation partner, I'm on a mistake hunt today, so I'm going to try some tricky things. They'll probably love it and want to help.
Remember, every single fluent speaker you meet has a vast, invisible museum full of their own hairy apple moments. They didn't get fluent by being perfect. They got fluent by talking, making mistakes, learning, and talking some more. The mistakes weren't obstacles on the road, they were the road.
So give yourself permission. Permission to be silly, permission to be wrong, permission to laugh at yourself. Because on the other side of that fear is freedom, fun, and fantastic, fast learning.
Thank you all for listening. Now go out there, make some glorious mistakes, and learn something wonderful from each one.
We'll be here collecting our own funny specimens. Have an amazing week.
Goodbye.